Welcome back to Let's Try Roleplay. This is episode 14 of For Ohmsford. I'm James and I'll be playing Ibathane, the Dragonborn Sorcerer.
I'm Robin, I'll be playing Nine, the Tiefling Paladin.
I'm Connor, and I'll be playing Tholme, the Human Rogue.
And I'm Henry, your DM.
In this episode... Troll! Troll in the dungeon! Troll in the dungeon! I thought you ought to know. But previously...
I want a Gatling gun.
You want a Gatling gun? I don't know if Tholme would know what one is, but he's made it up.
I was gonna try ferry people out of it, jump it, but then I go.
You have a space to put people out!
Just jump in, grab someone, and go boing, boing,
Boing,
boing.
Are we gonna have to leave them?
No, I've got a plan.
Oh no, here we go.
I have a plan. I thought that was a 1.
That is a 1.
The 7 and
No,
the
it's
1.
not.
That is a 1.
That's a fucking 1!
You hear in your head, save yourself, we are lost.
Oh, fuck! God damn it!
Can I just turn around and give Eldras
He's
I'm
not
lost.
looking at you, he's busy dying.
I can see shit in trees moving. I see cart. Maybe 9 see better
And
from
the-
tree. Maybe 9? Did I get it
Maybe
right?
9, yeah.
Names in the cart.
No, no!
Oh, no, you're small speed.
I'm not.
Yeah, so you... and you're all level 6. So yeah, the three of you get back to the entrance to the cave. You walk, you probably come from a different angle, but you can still see the 2 rows of kind of dilapidated, rotting houses going to the mouth of the cave. What are you going to do?
Is there anything we need to do before we just lunge in?
I mean, we're
No.
fully healed. We've got.
Do we need to prepare spells or anything?
I'm feeling more powerful.
Almost like level up.
Right, so I think we just go straight in, and we sneak in. And what door do we want to go through? The one that goes deeper into the cave.
Would you want to go in through the main door first? You haven't even approached the cave yet.
Do we? Okay, can I have a look and see if there's any other entrances?
Yeah. I don't need to see what you rolled. There's not.
Okay, fine. Yeah, so I think we just got to go right to the corner of the entranceway and
Kind of the same place
sneak
you
in.
went. That you snuck round the edge of the wall last night. Okay.
Is there anybody about?
Not that you can see.
And it's daytime. It's like.
It's morning, so it's probably 8 a.m.
Okay.
You guys went to sleep at about 12. That's probably 9 a.m. then. 8 hours rest. At half an hour to go there, half an hour to get back. So yeah, probably 9 a.m.
Okay.
Sun's in the sky. There's some birds tweeting over there. And
Nice.
yeah, so the 3 of you, can you all roll stealth checks quickly?
Oh, no, there is something I want to do.
Okay.
In the hour before I leave, can I use my ritual to resummon Gary?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Gary,
Retroactively, when you guys wake up, as you're leaving, Gary is
my
there.
pen
Once
of retcon.
retroactively, Gary is there, and as you're leaving, you probably see maybe this sort of small arcane circle with probably 1 feather in the middle of it, inscribed somewhere near where Tholme was keeping watch. You have seen that in the past.
Gary flies over, and I go to give her a big hug, but she's kind of a bit in the mood with me.
No, she flies over and she's chipper again. Like, dying doesn't really bother her. The second she dies,
Alright.
she just flips back into her pocket dimension that she lives in.
With the kids.
With her kids, yeah.
So I suppose I got.
She's got some
It's
cool
like
She
this-
has to
it's
go
like
pick the
this-
kids up from school,
She's
so that's
more
a
annoyed
killer.
that she's had
It's-
to come back.
It's like the second she's about to die, she disappears into into her dimension.
Okay.
She got some quality time with the kids. That's
yeah.
good.
Once again, can all 3 of you make stealth checks?
Ooh.
It's gonna be a 21.
14.
Okay.
We don't know it's bad yet.
Oh no, sorry, that's not. That's gonna be a 24.
24. Cool. Makes little difference.
I got 19 less than Tholme.
Cool. Nice. So you got 5.
Yes.
Cool. So yeah, the 3 of you kind of sneak up around the edge of this cave, and the 2 of you, Tholme and 9 are at the front doing okay, but
I'm at the back munching on some crisps.
no, Ibethane, because he didn't come with you yesterday, doesn't remember like this big rock that was there, and he's focusing on you two, and he kind of trips over and sends a bit of like gravel going everywhere, freezes for a second, but nothing seems to react, nothing moves. You wouldn't detect anything like, there's nothing in the area that seems to notice you.
Is the cave still pitch black?
It's not as dark. Obviously, there's some light coming in from the outside, but yeah, you can probably see a bit more. You'd be able to see stuff now, Tholme, because you couldn't last night. And yeah, there's sort of broken boxes all over the place, clearly been opened up with crowbars and the like, or just smashed open. Over in the corners, and once again, there's a dark sort of archway going deeper into the cave that looks like it's been mined out, and then that's kind of in line, parallel to the entrance to this cave, and then over at 90 degrees over on the right there's a metal door that's been clearly placed there, and the area around it's been clearly more carefully carved out of the rock.
So there's a metal door and an open archway.
Yes.
It's not actually
Well, it's not an archway, it's like because this cave entrance goes up into a big one, but then there's like another cave entrance roughly the same size going deeper.
But it's not a door.
No, it's not a door, it's just open.
Oh, okay.
Quick question. See if I were to check for traps. I don't know a spell that does that. Would that just be?
That would be. Can you pass? Someone pass me. Yeah, it'd be investigation most likely.
Yeah.
Do the three of you go into the cave?
Yeah.
We're gonna have a look at the door first.
Okay. Do you go over to the door?
Yeah. And
what? Just from now on, I'd like to know which order you're walking on for the rest of this quote unquote dungeon.
Is there a dragon?
This quote unquote dungeon with that quote unquote dragon.
Yeah.
So I'll be going first.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see in the dark though? Because I can.
Yeah, well it's daytime. Mind you. You go behind me, and then he goes up the rear.
He does go up the rear.
James will take us up the rear. Robin can go behind me.
Yeah. Use character names.
Ibethane can take me up the rear, or 9 up the rear.
What?
Alright, so the order is Tholme, 9, Ibethane, basically. Alright, so Tholme goes over to the door. It is actually currently locked.
Okay. Can we tell anything about it? Is there anything magical? Can someone
roll history. All three of you.
Anyone got better?
Do we have to say the Elvish word for friend?
No.
16.
6.
Alright, yeah.
But don't go goofed.
Tholme having...
Roll the one.
You roll the one. Oh god.
Ibathane's distracted by kind of looking everywhere, and he's never encountered anything like this before.
Doesn't
9. This would probably be similar to construction to the pits you grew up in, but you're not sure what, because it's just been mined out. Tholme, you're pretty certain this is dwarven handiwork.
Oh.
Like the way that they've been immaculately carved out to look. They've carved this out of the rock, but they've carved it out to look like it's bricks that have been placed. That's a very standard dwarven sort of like aesthetic.
Okay.
And yeah, you're pretty sure it's dwarven.
Nice.
But it is currently locked. It appears just to be like an ordinary lock with a key.
Right, so I could pick the lock if we wanted,
Yeah.
or we could continue on it.
To be honest, you probably could pick the lock quite easily.
Okay. Fuck it. I'm gonna pick the lock with my thieves' tools.
That would be a sleight of hand, but you get to add an extra set of proficiency on top of it. So sleight of hand, then add 3 on top of it
Jesus
again.
Christ.
That is gonna be
27.
A 27.
Yeah, you unlock it. You slot your thieves' tools in, jiggle them about a bit, and just kind of. This is a very simple lock. You reckon it was one of like a really simple one that only has like 2 prongs at the end. You just turn it. It's just locking it for. Not to keep anything secure, just to keep it closed, basically.
Right.
And yeah, you very quickly pop it open, and the door swings open slightly, allowing you to go through.
I woke up and like, oh, there is a door here.
I'm gonna have a look inside.
Alright, yeah, you go inside with the...
Why did you roll?
Because it'd be a perception check.
Right.
He knew what I was asking. With a 3, yeah, once again, it's dark in there, and you don't have dark vision. It's, once again, nearly pitch black.
Yeah,
So I use prestidigitation to light my torch and walk in.
Okay, cool. Do you have one... do you have any torches?
I have a torch.
Do you?
Can you not just cast a light above?
I use prestidigitation to create a small ball of light at the end of my quarterstaff.
Okay, yeah. So there's a very small ball of light, and it illuminates like It illuminates kind of the walls either side of you.
Okay.
It's not like there is a spell called Light that illuminates a very large area in like perfect light. But this isn't that. This illuminates the walls either side of you, probably about a 5 foot square around you. So you can see if the floor dropped out under you, anything like that, you'd be able to see it.
Okay.
And yeah, you probably are you going first now?
Yes.
Cool. 9 can see anyway, but you have dark vision as well, don't you?
No.
Do you not? Fair enough. So yeah, you and Folmy kind of go around with this light, and in the corridor, in front of you, it kind of splits either ways. To the right, walking in, there's a big open square doorway that seems to go into a larger room. And to the left, you kind of shine your light a bit, and there seems to be 2 doors, and the corridor seems on the sides, and the corridor seems to go deeper in. Do you want to go? So to the right, there's a big open room.
To the right, and then a corridor to the left.
Corridor to the left.
Right. I'm gonna go to the right, to the big open space.
Yeah, you go to the right, and it kind of opens up into a big square room. You can tell it's a big square room, but you can't quite see everything in it.
Right.
9, are you heading in as well?
That may as well.
Yeah, following as well.
Alright. Yeah, so it opens into a big room, and the room you're in is kind of filled with rotting chairs, like a couple broken chairs. There's actually a big, comfortable looking couch, not like a sofa, like a kind of Roman couch. So it's comfortable and meant for like lying and relaxing on, but it's not modern.
Yeah.
Can I see this by the light, or is it just not to see it?
I'm assuming you're kind of going around a bit and shining the light in places, and yeah, you're able to make out these details.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so, and that's pretty much everything. There's some of the chairs are kind of in little circles. There's probably a table over there with a couple empty empty goblets on it.
Right.
And that's this room. To be honest, without even needing to roll, you can probably guess this was some sort of living area. It looks clearly like somewhere people would hang out and chill, basically.
I think we should move on and go back to the other corridor. Connor, why are you upside down on the table?
I dropped my dice!
Okay.
I've got it.
That's strange. So yeah, do you guys
You're
head?
very red now.
Do you guys head the opposite way?
What was
yeah,
that?
so after seeing that the room's sort of useless and empty and boring, I head back to the left-hand corridor.
Alright, yeah, you
the
go
corridor
down.
that was on my left.
Alright, yeah, so if you go to the, essentially down the corridor that led you here, there's rooms on the left and right. Are you going to go into all of them, or it does continue to go deeper? 9, you would actually be able to see the end of this corridor, and it ends in a room, ends in a door at the end, doesn't it?
Can we hear any noise happening from any of the rooms?
Perception?
That would be not. I got 19, but that would be not a nat 20.
Okay.
6.
I got a 3! What's wrong with me today?
Yeah, so Ibethane, you're kind of distracted trying to look into the darkness. Folmy, you're doing the
having a good
same
morning.
with
I've got out of
him.
bed on the wrong
You're
side.
both, because neither of you have dark vision, you're trying to focus really clearly on seeing.
Can you see the black thing?
I see black shape. Oh, that is just the end of corridor.
But then, on the other hand, 9, you can see really clearly, so you have time to listen, and you can hear the dripping of water. It's a fairly normal cave noise, but you can't hear anything else.
Okay.
Nothing appears to be moving apart from you 3.
I will relay this information. I can't hear anybody in here.
Neither can I. Great fucking information.
Can I put out his torch?
No,
Unfortunately, no, it's magical,
It's
so no.
magical.
Can I just hit it at least?
Can we just have a little look in each of the rooms? Just like, can I look for a lock, or like trying to?
None of these appear to be locked at all.
Okay, just open it a little bit and
So
have a
just
look in each one.
Take a room each, kind of like, because can't hear anything.
No, individually don't split the party.
No, I mean just like you literally open the door.
Oh
and
yeah,
have a
because
look.
we've never split the party.
Fine, we'll
Alright, so yeah, you
open
go,
every
you
single
open
room.
the first door, and it opens up into what kind of looks like maybe a small office or something like that. There's a table, there's a desk, there's a chair, there's maybe a map of the very local area,
Probably a dungeon.
No, of a very local area, just on the wall. Nothing that interesting. You go into the next room. This all appears to be very kind of similar. There's no papers or anything on any of the desks. But that kind of change. Like, you go into the door at the very end of the corridor, and this is a bit more ornate. There's a bit more grandeur to this door, and you open it up, and once again, it's a larger room, larger desk, larger chair. Basically the same as all the others, with one exception. This has papers strewn all over it. Just bloody everywhere. Like, you've seen my room, it's like that. And yeah, that's the room you find yourselves in. It's got, once again, a big map of the local area. It's got River's Edge. It's almost as identical to the map you already have, so it wouldn't give you any more information. Apart from it maybe has... Nah, pretty much the exact same information.
What are the papers on the desk? Sort of, do any of them have any relevant information?
Do you start searching through them?
Have a wee look, yeah.
Do all three of you start searching through them?
Yes.
Someone sort of stand guard.
I sort of
and
like,
have a
yeah,
look
I'll go
at
to the
it.
desk and like put my quarterstaff down on its flat
Okay,
bottom.
so you
It's
can-
sort of just like a
I
desk
shall
man.
stand guard then, because I'm the only one who can see.
Yes, pretty good idea.
Well, we go from.
Yeah, we're politely like, I got paper. This is paper.
No, but you have the quarterstaff. The quarterstaff will illuminate the whole entire
true.
corridor.
True.
You
Okay.
surrounded idiots.
Okay.
No, there's only two of us.
Yeah, we'll have a look through all the bits of paper.
Okay, so you start looking through the bits of paper on the table, and can you actually both make investigation checks quickly?
I'm gonna stop rolling onto
Nat
my iPad.
20.
It's bad luck.
I find the map of the dungeon.
No, you don't.
15.
Okay, so both of you actually do really well. So yeah, you're searching across the top of this table, and there's kind of letters of things like requests for time off from different names. These are all dwarven names. There's like things. There's probably like a sick letter, stuff like this. This all appears to be some sort of. This clearly is a manager's office. And
Oh, shit
From
thing
this
to
you
waste
can
your
kind of-
20 on.
from this, you can kind of tell that
Wizard's
this
that.
was a mine. This was clearly a mine.
We're in Moria. Sorry.
Okay, that was weird. Tholme, as Ibathane's kind of reading across these things across the desk, you notice there's a big drawer where, kind of over where he normally sit, and you open it up, and there's lots of neatly drawn scrolls, like rolled up in a perfect line. You take the first one on the right, and you kind of open it up, and it's got correspondence on it. There's you
I just
give it a
like,
quick skim read.
Scrolls are pretty cool. Have you ever found any scrolls before?
Did you say this?
Anyway.
No, I wouldn't, would I? Hello.
Hi. So yeah, you read through this first letter, and it's correspondence between a man named Adam Rockwind, very dwarven name, and something called the Featherport Mining Company. And he tells of a large gemstone deposit that he's found on his travels. And he's, it says, it's about half a day away from Ohmsford. He's requesting the dispatch of enough men to start a mining operation. And then you scroll that back up and you look in the next one, probably maybe putting it into your bag of holding. And then these are essentially more letters of correspondence saying about how the mining operation is going, and saying that, yeah, they found a deep vein and they're starting further mining deeper in. And the first
Mining what?
shipment.
Sorry? Just gemstones.
the first shipment of what he calls onyx
Ooh.
it will be shipping soon. It's a semi-valuable mineral, and he says, "Oh, this could be useful in some of our industry." So it's clearly being used for something.
Onyx is black, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's nice.
It's a black silicate.
I see.
Wow. That's the most factual this has ever been.
Is the scroll signed Brock?
No, it's Adam Rockwind.
I just
It's-
made that
Oh,
joke.
that's a terrible joke.
I said we're just playing on Pokemon. You took
Did
my
you?
joke.
I completely missed that.
Adam Brockwind.
Adam Rockwind.
Robin made a joke that I betted it, and you just fucking won.
Cherry on top. Okay.
Anyway, and yeah, you continue to read through these scrolls, and probably by this point, Ibathane is reading with you. Cheer up.
They're being mean to me.
How's the doorway looking, Nine?
Fucking spectacular.
We're finding this guy was some sort of pornographer, and apparently all of his workers were lazy as shit.
What?
Why is
I
he a
don't know.
pornographer?
I want him to be. It'd be more interesting.
All the correspondence is like, you know, dirty letters.
Correspondence, like, I found dick pic.
But then you see it. Anyway, guys,
Painting of penis.
Penis
painting, as we call
there's
it.
going to be a cave in.
The onyx is not used for that. It's used for something else.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
Fucking
so yeah, you fucking kill me.
Oh God.
Anal beads for giants.
Giants.
I mean,
Have you seen the size of an onyx?
You're still going on
You
this
know,
Pokemon
I
joke
regret
thing.
every decision I've ever made to get me to this point.
You're still making the Pokemon joke thing, aren't you? Fucking giant.
Anyway, D&D. So as you're reading through these scrolls, eventually they kind of... So there's a clear difference in the paper of this one you pick up. You open it up, and do any of you speak Dwarven?
No.
I do.
No.
Hold on. Yes.
Do you?
Yes, I speak Dwarvish.
Ah, fair
I've
enough.
written it as Dwarfish
Dwarfish,
with
yeah.
an F.
Dwarfish, yeah.
Oh.
Because Dwarven is copyrighted by Tolkien.
Seriously?
We
Yeah.
apologise.
Wow.
There's like Elven... like the reason D&D used Dwarvish and Elvish is because Dwarven and Elven are copyrighted by Tolkien.
Shit.
So no other company can use them. Also,
Oh,
his
because he wrote them, didn't
yeah,
he?
because he made that word up.
He
Basically,
made the languages.
He made the languages, so it's a Tolkien
Did he
thing.
not basically invent elves and dwarves as well?
No.
In elves' form, yes, because elves are always considered to be the tiny little things. Anyway, and it flips over into Dwarvish, and you're now unable to read it for me because you don't speak Dwarvish,
Okay. Even with my nat 20.
even with your nat 20.
Do I notice that he's trying to read something? There's something in Dwarvish.
You probably
Yeah.
can if you want.
Yeah, well, no, apart from do you speak Dwarvish?
I do, yes. My uncle is dwarf.
Do you continue to read it?
Yeah, I'll read it.
Okay, so this one has kind of switched over, and it's the if you were read any of the ones before, it's kind of casual wording. This is very much switched over to be quite serious, and it details the fact that during their mining operations, they found some sort of volcanic tunnel, and some of the miners have asked permission to go exploring, which he's given permission for, and during their exploration, they appear to have found an entrance into what he calls the underworld,
Ooh. Balrog.
or
Like a
the
Balrog!
Underdark is how a different translation that he could do.
Underdark, is that not...
Wall of flesh.
No, is that not? What do you call
Underdark
it?
is those little fucking...
What do you call the evil elves?
Yeah.
Drow.
Drow.
Well,
Drow.
in that is where the Drow live, but this doesn't detail any mention of that.
Evil
And
Oh, did
he,
they release the snakes?
What?
Don't know.
I have more to say. And he continued. That's essentially the gist of this letter. And you go to open the next one, and once again, this is in a different language. This appears to be once again in common, and you are able to read it. And in general, it's kind of not much. But then halfway through, it takes on an official air, and it comes up with, in accordance with Order Z26GF of the Office of His Imperial Majesty, all tunnels to the Underdark must be explored with the assistance of members of the Order, and any magical artifacts should be returned for cataloguing and inspection for relevance to Imperial history. The artifact bears no historical importance. It will be returned within 1 month to its original discoverer and rightful owner. The end of the letter then continues to detail that there will be a dispatch from members of the Order of the Gauntlet, which will come to supervise further exploration of the tunnels underneath.
God, I really hope they didn't
and
mean
that-
us.
Mining operations can continue. To be honest, you can look at the dates. This was dated for about 6 months ago,
It definitely is
Probably
not.
and that's the last letter of correspondence.
Is there any blood on the letter?
Not at all.
Okay.
Is there any like they are coming?
Nope.
Damn.
Nothing
I'm
like
getting
that.
serious Moria vibes here. What, like,
A half-drawn snake? No.
Nothing like that.
Screaming at the end of it? No.
yeah.
Any...
Have you, I got to 9 and I'm like, we find, so it looks like this place was mine, and it looks like they have found some sort of volcanic tunnel, and they got told not to explore it anymore, and the Order of the Gauntlet came. This is like 6 months ago, something like this. So probably lots of dead people, probably where snakes are from.
So that's where we're going.
Also,
Your
your dead pals.
Yes, probably lots of dead people.
I don't know any of them. They're not my pals. So that's where we're going.
You want to kill us, don't you?
So, are you three going to?
Is there anything else in the room?
Not much. Not that you can see.
Does this world have like an equivalent of Fiji that we could run away to?
It might.
Oh, I love to go to Fiji.
You
So
you
pretty.
don't know. You haven't seen a map.
Damn it.
Shall we continue?
I would
Oh,
like
I
to
do.
continue into the cave, please.
Okay, so you guys head back through the door that Thelmy unlocked, and you go into the other entrance from this into the mined out area.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, you enter
Sword
in.
and shield drawn.
Sword and
I'm
shield
yeah.
drawn.
always nervous.
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah,
who?
yeah.
Once again, order.
I'll go
Um,
first because I can see.
Cool. 9 first.
Follow me last.
I'll go
then,
second,
I
yeah,
guess.
because I think we could put the squishy boy in the middle.
Fair enough.
The tender boy.
All right. So yeah, the three of you kind of enter in. You come out into a very long corridor. Mostly 9 can see this, and spaced about 10 feet apart, kind of alternating. So there would be one on the right, 5 feet in front of you, one on the left, 5 feet in front of you, one again on the right, 10 feet away from that first one.
Yep.
Are similar square corridors, each 10 feet wide, 15 feet tall, going off in every direction.
Oh,
From what
Jesus.
you can see, this continues on for quite a while.
How many?
It's clearly some sort of strip mine. As far as 9 can see, which is about 60 feet, there's one every 10 feet on either side. So she can see 12, but she can't see any further deep in.
Okay. Right.
Can we look down when you look down these little corridors,
Mhm.
what can you see?
If 9 looks, they go deep, and probably about 50 feet in front of her, there's so if she looks down the first one on the right, she'll look down it, and about 50 feet down, there'll be a corridor to the left, which at 90 degrees, which will clearly connect to the next one across.
Right. And what's on the two sides when you're walking down that corridor? What's on
It's
the
all
left
just-
and right?
It's essentially just corridors going off left and right.
Really
There's the
sort of made
occasional
up
empty.
walls.
There's just carved rock walls. Is clearly where they were mining. Every probably 10 feet or so, sort of alternating with the corridors, is an empty torch sconce with a burnt out torch in it.
Okay.
I'd say we just keep walk to the very end. See
Yeah,
what
I
we can
think just
find.
keep on going.
Just go
The
straight.
torches are burnt out, are they?
Burnt out, yeah.
Right.
Like burnt to a crisp. Like you couldn't
Good
react
like
to
that,
it.
no, okay.
Okay, no,
Just
we can keep
go
keep
straight.
on
Yeah.
heading in,
So you can't. So you can see 60 feet and you can't
But
see.
I
the
can't
end
see
of
the
it.
end.
Right. Let's just keep walking.
Hiya guys, Connor here. Hope you're enjoying listening to the episode. We had a lot of fun recording this campaign and we're really, really chuffed that you guys are listening to it. This is your chance to go and do something else for a bit, so why not you contact us on social media and tell us what you think of what you just heard. If you guys want to contact us, then we've got a Facebook page which you can go and like. We've got a Twitter account which is at letstryroleplay. You could even tell us what you think by emailing us at letstryroleplay@gmail.com. At the moment, we're releasing things once per week, but we've got a lot of stuff we want to share, so hopefully in the near future we're going to be able to ramp that up to twice per week. Please go and tell all your friends about us as well. It's one of the only ways that we can get our name out there, so that would be great if you could do that. It would help us a lot. And yeah, go enjoy the rest of the episode. See you later.
Can you all roll perception?
I don't even know I'm in a corridor. I'm just.
I got a 9.
I got an 11.
I got a 1.
9 and Tholme, being at the front of the back, you're both very on edge. You're 9 at the front. You're looking down every corridor, trying to keep out of the way, and you're very focused on what is ahead of you. Tholme, you're pretty much the same. You're covering your back, so you're not looking. You're looking around, but you're not looking for things. Ibathane being in the middle, you can kind of see a bit more. You have a bit more freedom to look around.
Being the squishy
And you
boy.
kind of start noticing there is, obviously this place is covered in sort of leaves and things. Less so the deeper you get in, but the entrance was covered in sort of leaves that are blown in.
Right.
Some dust and dirt that are blown in, and in it you can clearly see that it's disturbed in a specific way, and you can probably guess that these are tracks left behind by people going in and out fairly recently.
From one of these side tunnels.
Down one of the side tunnels, yes. Probably down to the left.
So I'm gonna sort of stop and be like, guys, there is markings on floor. Maybe perhaps they have gone down here.
Do they look like slithers? Slither.
No, they look like footsteps, bare-footed footsteps.
Oh, you're sure because they changed back from their transport.
These could be the snake human hybrid thingies.
Yeah,
The switch 'em ups.
the switch 'em up.
Switch
The
'em up.
switcheroo.
I
The
believe
nips, the
these
nip
are
guys.
switcheroos. Yes.
Guys, go follow
They
the
look-
switching it.
They look quite recent to me.
follow the tracks.
Yep.
So should we somehow mark so we kind of know how to get back?
Yeah. Well,
Like,
to be fair,
Ooh, I can help with that.
in case we have to escape, we don't really need to know what corner we need to come out of.
I've also got a high survival, so she'll be able to help us. find our way
Okay.
back anyway.
Yeah, I would like to. Yeah, I'd like to use prestidigitation to make a small mark on the wall with like glowing green arrow sort of thing to sort of show which way we came from.
Okay, yeah. So you draw
Can
it
other
with your
people
finger.
see that?
Yeah. It's just a normal.
It's like a prestidigitation is kind of a spell that's magic trick. So you can make sparks fly. You can make doves
Yeah.
appear out of nothing.
Very minor marks and illusions.
Yeah. So yeah, you kind of get this little green glow on the tip of your finger and draw on. It looks kind of like a radioactive glow in the dark paint.
Yeah.
And you point it
Yeah.
looking at it, it'd be to the right because you're heading to the left.
Yeah. It'll last only an hour.
Yeah.
And I can only have 3 of them active. So if we want to do more of them, I'm probably gonna have to get rid of my torch.
Yeah.
Well, my makeshift torch. So.
Okay, cool.
All right. So yeah, you continue to head down, following these tracks that you've now appeared on the floor, and they appear to just continue going straight.
Okay.
And you actually probably walk for quite a while, maybe a good 5-10 minutes, just straight down this one corridor. There's no branching off to the left and right. And eventually you come out into sort of, it gets to this point and it becomes rougher. All these are very square. This is very dwarven, very well made architecture, quote unquote. It's a hole, but architecture. And it kind of starts to become more rough. The walls are less polished. And soon after that, you appear to come into some sort of opening. It appears once again into the darkness. 9 being at the front. You'd notice that there appears to be some sort of drop, but as you get closer, you can see the other side of the wall. And as you get to the edge of it, you're probably about 15 foot up in sort of a very circular tunnel. You're kind of in the roof of it. It's 15 foot down to the floor below you.
And what can we see on the floor?
Nothing. You'd be able to see the floor below you.
Because, I mean, you could do your feather fall thing.
I could jump down and see what's. Oh, I'm gonna get killed.
It's 15 feet.
15 feet, yeah.
I mean, if I hang it, it's just a 6-foot drop for me.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
Not that high.
We could catch you. You could
Yeah,
jump onto
I
my
mean,
back and I can jump down.
Yeah, I could use you as my, well, not a human parachute, but a tiefling parachute.
I could use Phantasmal Force to make a trampoline at the bottom. You won't hit it, you'll hit the floor, but you'll be safe.
So you want to do that? Jump my back and we'll jump down.
Yeah.
Cool. I jump down using my feather fall build.
Cool. Do you jump with him on your back?
Yes.
Cool. You each take 2 damage. Featherfall doesn't work for more than one person.
Was not made aware of that
I know you weren't.
at any point.
I know you weren't. You've now discovered it.
Why was I not told?
Nobody ever told you that how it works.
I couldn't find
I'd
it
like
in
to
the
hang and
book.
drop.
Okay, you hang and drop. You take no damage.
Yeah! Nailed it.
That's not fair.
I go up and help those 2 up. Are you guys okay? That looked pretty painful.
Shut up.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, the 3 of you are in the bottom of this. It's a very circular tunnel. Walls are once again like quite rough. This doesn't appear to be. You remember reading that it was volcanic. This doesn't appear to be the volcanic tunnels.
Okay.
But you can kind of go in 2 directions. Which there's from the way you came in left and from the way you came in right.
And is there any difference that we can see between
Not that you can see. It's just kind of a straight tunnel.
There's no markings on, there's no
Nothing
marks
from what
or
you can see. No,
prints.
no, nothing.
Do I have a hunch about one of them?
Roll. Is there intuition?
Insight?
Insight. That's the one I'm looking for.
What is that?
11.
So
11
on the. Have you got no bonuses?
No bonuses.
All right. Yeah. You. Kind of. One seems to go slightly further down. One goes slightly further up. Like there's a slight tilt in the thing. You reckon that either one could go deeper, because it's not very much of a tilt. It's basically flat.
My gut says to follow one that goes slightly further down, but I
Yeah.
have another idea. Well, can I do an Arcana check?
Mhm.
Because I remember back when we were in the forest, I did an Arcana check and it felt like the magic was being taken away from the area and
Mhm.
taken to somewhere else. So I'd like to do an Arcana check to see if I can feel a flow of magic going down either of these tunnels.
Okay, do it.
It's all based off complete guesswork.
Not bad though.
And very quickly, you can do some comparing of the two maps that I have.
17.
Not bad either.
Alright. The flow of magic would. Wait, what did you roll?
17.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, you'd be able to tell the flow of magic would actually be going the slightly up direction.
Okay, I feel flow of magic going in the one that goes up.
Okay.
You mean above us?
No, so
no.
there's two tunnels, isn't there? And one, so Tholme's sort of figured out that one is slightly down, and one goes slightly up in gradient.
Oh, right, okay.
But like I felt that the magic is sort of flowing up the one that's slightly up at gradient.
It's less like that. It's you've come out this tunnel.
Yeah.
You're in this tunnel that's going in this direction, and
Right.
the tunnel you came to it at came into the side of it like at a tangent. You drop down into it, and this one single straight tunnel you're in is slightly tilted, with the left direction being slightly up and the right direction being slightly down.
So I think we should go left.
Okay, cool. Let's go left. I agree.
Alright, so yeah, you guys head left, and you continue on, and you reach this. The tunnel widens up, and you enter a fairly small room with two large stalactites just about meeting the floor.
Right.
And in this room, once again, there are broken up boxes, like smashed everywhere, that were clearly storing something once.
And we can't find anything around.
Nothing of use.
Do you want to do an investigation check?
Yeah. 15.
Ooh.
Oh, actually, no, 16. What did you get?
22.
22.
Robin.
I got a 3.
Yeah, so you guys sort of have a quick look in all these boxes, and mainly what you can see is kind of like rotten food and some medical supplies, like bandages and such things, and other boxes if you wanted to take some of that.
Potions.
I was going to get onto that. You search through some of the medical supplies, and you find a vial of a sort of like a dark reddish liquid. It's in a different kind of vial to your normal ones.
Drink it.
Do you drink it?
No.
No, I don't.
This
Okay.
episode of Let's Try Roleplay, Tholme gets roofied.
Not the first time, strangely enough.
Can I give it a whiff?
You can. Give me one moment.
Pop it open and my nostril right in there.
That's gross.
Getting hints of cranberry,
Hints of chocolate.
death and rotting flesh.
It's a bit musty.
It's probably because it's been in a cave for 6 months.
This is true.
Yeah,
What
you
we
take
doing?
a quick whiff of this potion, and you get the smell of sort of open plains with the wind rushing across them. Is what the smell reminds you of.
Oh, this is horse potion. It's horse tranquilizer.
What?
We found
and
ketamine.
Do you want to
Very
make
pricey.
some sort of
lucky.
check?
Yeah, and I
Do an Arcana check?
Can I do an Arcana check on it?
Yes.
Yeah, you can.
Good shout. I've got Arcana +3.
Ho 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 ho! But I got a 23. I feel like I should have higher on Arcana.
I got it 15.
Although
Alright,
Arcana relies on
Yeah,
intelligence.
Tholme,
That's
you're
just-
not quite sure what it is, but you then pass it to Ibethane. You think, oh, he might have an idea. And Ibethane, knowing this is how you test potions, dips his pinky in and touches it to his tongue. And he's able to feel a very small amount of the effect that it has upon him. And he instantly feels like he has more energy, and you realise this is a potion of speed.
Ooh.
You drink this potion, you gain the effect of the haste spell for 1 minute.
Found speed.
Yeah. So yeah, you gain the effect of the haste spell for 1 minute. And yeah, so haste if you drink it, which I think increases your speed. I think it doubles your speed.
Oh,
So we would
I'll
have
quickly check
60
what haste
feet
does.
of movement speed in a battle.
I put it down, man.
So I'll explain that to Tholme. I will also say, Tholme, this seems like something probably good for you to keep of, and probably not to drop iPad
Okay.
during explanation.
This does a bit more than just increase your speed. Until the spell ends, so for 1 minute, after you drink the potion, the target speed is doubled. It gains a +2 bonus to AC, advantage on dexterity saving throws, and an additional action on each of its turns.
Right, I think Tholme should definitely hold on to it because you do a lot of running around with your hiding and your
Stuff.
stabbing and your
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
And
Okay.
dexterity seems like something you could use more of because you're really struggling in that area.
When one drawback, when the spell ends, the target can't move or take actions for a round.
Only you should definitely hold on to
Yeah,
this.
because then you could just hide whenever the effects wear off.
Or
and
it would
you'd
be
fine.
hilarious.
It's-
It'd be pretty shit if I got like if I took it and then ended up stuck in the ethereal plane.
You'd pop back in because that's
I'm like,
automatic.
I can't move.
Yeah, essentially, like it gives you loads of energy for a while. When it goes down, your body's like, oh, you like hit the wall for
Like
a round.
real speed.
Yeah, like real speed. And that's that. That's what you find in that room. So, do you guys head back the other way?
So that was upwards.
That was upwards, and you can go no further.
Right. So I reckon the flow of magic is going through walls.
If you do check it again,
It's a yes.
yeah, it's going into the wall on the other side
Right.
of
So
the
it's
room.
probably just sort of as the crow flies rather than following tunnels and shit.
Appears to be so.
I
Yeah.
don't know why I thought magic would follow the tunnels. I'm not very good sorcerer. I'm
You
sorry, guys.
try. Come on, you
You're
try.
getting there.
I was like, so I like to imagine that Ibethane was really confident about it. No, magic goes this way. We go up, and then we go up, and it's a room, and I'm like, fuck.
So, do you guys head back the other way?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you continue back round. You continue back down this tunnel. You get to the bit where the entrance came in from the top of it, and you continue walking through. And eventually, you get to sort of like it flattens out. It actually for a bit gets steeper, so you're going down deeper and deeper into the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then it begins to flatten out again, and it kind of splits off once again into. Opens into a room which kind of has. They're not quite corridors, but it has kind of two directions in which you can go. One appears to be directly on, and one appears to be slightly to the left. This room itself is insignificant. It's essentially just a widening of the cave you're going through.
No, you have not decided which way to go yet. Would you like to pick?
Jesus.
We're so lost. Are we remembering which way we've gone?
I am, pretty much. I have no idea. I left a green mark miles ago, like 5 times ago.
So, where is left that we haven't explored yet?
Left. So you're in this room, and you can go either straight on into a continuation of this room, or left into a continuation of this room. It's not quite corridors. It's just continuations of the rooms you're in.
Go left.
Okay, do you go left?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys.
Hey, we've really got no idea. We're just going anywhere.
Okay, so yeah, you guys walk around to the left. You kind of continue on through this room, and it once again widens into an even larger one. Yeah, so you enter into. It's got. Looking around the room you enter into, there's kind of a big raised section that's clearly there's kind of cracks in the walls, and it's created this big bit that's coming out.
Okay.
And once again, looking around, there's lots and lots of smashed crates, like everywhere. But there's also appears to be in one corner of the room, like rather than crates, smashed chests, and sort of just on top of this big dais, about 30 feet or so into the air, there's one chest that does not appear to be cracked at
What's
all.
a dais?
Like raised area essentially.
Oh, okay.
And right in front of, sort of in between you and this raised platform is a big boulder, about 10 feet high.
And there's a chest underneath it.
There's a chest on a platform essentially about 30 feet high, so about 20 feet up further from this big boulder.
Do you have to like jump on the boulder to get to the chest?
I mean, you could do that. Actually, did forget to say, there's kind of a ladder, but it's been torn off,
Okay.
and you can't quite get up to the top of the raised platform. But there is this boulder right in front of the platform.
I can jump 30 feet. What the heck am I talking about?
You can jump 30 feet across, you can't jump 30 feet vertically.
Bollocks, I can't.
Yeah, that would suck. Well, you have feather falls, so yeah, like just land on your broken legs.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, what you were saying?
Can
We
I,
just climb up.
because I know fantasy games,
Yeah.
and I am a sorcerer, can I do an arcana check on
Yes,
this
sure.
chest, please?
Yeah, sure. That was a 1, first of all.
Does that activate new magic?
No, because it's not you
Aw.
using your powers, you're sensing. Sadly not.
I like my magic
Yeah, you
randomness.
Yeah, you reach out with your mind and you can't quite feel anything about this chest that's unusual.
I got a 17 in Arcana.
I got a non-natural 20.
Alright, the other two of you, once seeing Iberthane do the same thing, you 9 kind of your magical with your divine powers send a link of divine energy to this chest, and Tholme using your fairy given magical powers do the same, and both of you can't distinguish this from a normal chest. It just appears to be a normal chest.
So
Very, very worried about mimics.
bollocks. Can we shoot something
I
at
don't
it?
like mimics. They fuck me on Terraria all the time.
They're so strong on Terraria. Right, should we shoot something at it?
Can I use my crossbow to shoot it?
Yeah.
God, I hope there's not a hostage in this chest.
In the lock.
Oh.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
What's the range on your crossbow? Can I just double check?
30/120.
Okay, so in order to hit it, you'll have disadvantage because it's outside of the 30 range.
I thought you said it was 30 feet up.
But a little
Yeah.
bit.
Can I stand at the bottom then?
You can't see it from the
won't
bottom.
be able to hit it from the bottom.
You have to go quite far away to be able to.
Okay,
get
no,
to it.
sweet. No, I
Right,
can,
see it.
I
Roll
can
with
do
You've got
disadvantage
to
to
shoot
hit
at the hypotenuse, which is higher than the height. Longer than the height.
Oh, that's good. So that's a 4.
All right, so yeah, you fire your crossbow.
But I add shit to the 4, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
10.
All right, yeah, you fire your crossbow, and
Even D&D.
this isn't a moving target. You kind of line it up, and it's not quite a perfect shot. You don't hit it through the lock or anything. It doesn't actually have a lock on it. It's just like a closed chest, and it hits a metal bit and kind of pings off, and then clatters on the floor.
But nothing explodes.
Nothing explodes. Nothing bad happens.
No teeth come out.
No teeth come out or anything like that. No.
Right, could I... Theoretically, I could jump up onto the boulder. And then
Yes.
I could also jump up to the chest because... Well, my high jump is 18.
Mm-hmm.
But I could just, like, stab my way in the platform at the 18 and then just, like, clamber my way up.
Yeah, and I could probably just straight off climb up as well.
I really love that I can only jump 3 feet in the air and I'm almost 7 foot tall. That is pathetic.
Just like, wee.
Right.
I'm
So,
4 feet.
what are you doing, Nine?
I would like to jump up onto the boulder first,
Okay.
kind of like balancing on that, and then from the boulder jump across and kind of like embed my sword into the, well, at least kind of use something to grip into the platform, and
Okay.
then like clamber my way up.
Okay, yeah,
platform.
so you run forward and you use your jump spell, you kind of jump on top of the boulder. And as you do so,
Oh,
it shifts
God.
slightly, and the three of you hear, "Protect the treasure, protect the treasure," and the boulder begins to move. And all three of you roll initiative, please.
Shit.
Is this like a Skyrim, like those stupid dwarven
It's
like
gonna be a
things that are in
golem
them?
or something.
Bollocks.
I was...
Initiative.
Initiative, please.
Initiative.
Jesus Christ.
Right, okay.
It's been 8.
I rolled a 13.
I rolled. Also, I know I rolled
Give me
12.
1 second.
Jesus, the boulder is faster than us.
Okay. This 9, as you jump onto this boulder, it shifts and a big claw comes up to grab at you.
No. Claw? We talking like Krabby Claw?
It kind of detaches from the boulder and comes and
What?
grabs at you. It's a claw
Metal
with
claw.
4 big. It appears to be kind of rockish. A claw with 4 big claws on it, and it's going to make
Claw
a
with 4
attack
claws?
at you, as in like 4 big nails, like
Oh.
talons almost.
Yeah.
Rock
Does
fingers.
it
Rock-
look kind of like Reggie Rock's hand?
No, it looks like my hand does, like that. So it looks
Except
like
rock.
big 4 fingers with big sharp rock
But it doesn't have a
nails on
thumb.
the end. Doesn't have a thumb.
Oh, can't give it a handshake.
Do you
It's
feel
gonna-
like you're
anyway.
actually going to be able to do any damage to a
Will
rock?
I can.
I can't give it.
that will not hit. That will be a 14 to hit. That won't hit.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. It will then try and grab at you again,
it's 2 attacks.
which will once again miss, and then kind of directly below where you are, a big mouth opens up and tries to bite at you.
The rock's alive!
And that will miss again. And this makes it Iberthane's turn.
What's it made out of?
It appears, well, as it's kind of unfolding, you can kind of see that it's not really all rock.
Wood?
Some bits of it appear to be just normal flesh.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that there are kind of grey rockish bits on the extensor surfaces, but on the
You're such a...
flexor surfaces, it's kind of just like a greenish skin.
A greenish skin.
Yeah,
None of it's made of wood.
none of it's made of wood.
Thought that was a
Sadly.
long shot.
Yeah.
Right, what I'm gonna do is try out me new spell.
Ooh.
Right, I'm gonna
Ooh.
cast lightning bolt.
Okay.
Or do I?
I am on top of it as well. So
That's
don't-
okay. You're not in line. You're on top of it,
Good.
not in
I
line
thought,
with
I
it.
thought you could like look up. And,
Yeah,
like,
that's why I'm
point.
not going to cast Fireball, which is one of my other new spells.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
That
gonna
will hit her.
Yeah, because I'm going to use Lightning Bolt, because that
Okay.
way I can aim it so that it doesn't hit her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, okay, so I don't even roll for it. It's a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Come on, this rock can't be that.
Stealthy.
That'll be a 9.
No, that fails.
Okay. Yep. So what damage does it take?
8d6.
Cool, roll it.
I realised that I just said, "Ha, stealthy rock." We did not realise that this was a rock, so obviously it must be pretty stealthy.
No, we're just idiots.
Got some more d6.
What the hell?
This is where everything gets good.
Right, so 7, 10, 12, 14, 18, 22, 25 damage.
25 damage.
So, does he look hurt?
Yeah, you blast. You extend your hand, and out of your ring shoots this straight lightning bolt that pierces him straight through the
Hell
chest.
yeah.
It goes. It hits him and arcs across all of his limbs. Less so the rockish bits, but the greenish bits. It arcs across it, and he kind of tenses up and shakes for a moment, and he clearly is in pain. It goes. As it
Sorry, I missed that. What did you do?
One more time, sorry, I wasn't listening.
No.
It's not even those. It's the arms.
Yeah, I wish you could see the arms.
Right, that makes it 9's turn. You're on top of a big
Wait, so
boulder.
genuinely, you can do 8d6 damage.
Hells yes.
What level spell is that?
3.
Oh,
I can only
so
do
that's
it.
why, because it's level 3. Which
Can only do it twice.
In life,
that's
or
sick though.
In a day.
Sickage. Right.
Um,
I would like to stab down into the mouth that just.
Okay,
tried
you
to
stab
beat me.
down, roll to hit.
That just tried to bite me. 14.
That will not hit.
Ooh.
You stab down, you
interesting.
you hit it on one of the rockish bits, and it appears to bounce off again.
Cool. Right. I would also like to cast.
You
my...
do have multiple attacks.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, just wanted to say.
I know. I'm planning.
I have a
I
plan.
would like to cast my vibe emanating
Okay.
on it as well. So that is that, which that wouldn't work from a previous roll to give me advantage to it. That would have to be cast before.
Yeah, it'd have to be
Go,
cast
not
before.
worse.
I'll give you
I-
advantage this time. Though.
Yep. I would like to try and stab down again.
Cool.
Fuck me.
You have advantage.
I do have advantage. What am I talking about?
Just give it to yourself.
I wasn't listening.
Still not great.
What if I do that? That's
Nah,
16.
doesn't work. It was a 3. Yeah. What would your? You can stop rolling.
I'm trying to
So
see
yeah,
if
you
it's where I'm
stab down
sitting.
again, and you once again hit a rocky bit, and you kind of glance off it, and you don't really do any damage. Tholme, it's your
Could I
turn.
use a bonus action to jump?
No,
No.
that's an action. You have your movement.
But you have to disengage. So you might take an attack of opportunity. Just stay up against him. I'm probably not going to use my most powerful spell again. So
I'll stay where I am.
Right, so can I try and go up to the... Yeah, can I try and get up to the chest?
You're a bit far away, and it's quite a climb. So you're going to try and climb up.
Yep.
All right, cool.
that's okay. Yeah, that's good. We can run interference with it. You check the chest,
Yeah.
and then if it is just like once you get whatever's in it, you can just get out of here.
That's going to be a non-natural 20
That will hit. Oh, for what are you rolling?
for climb check.
Acrobatics.
Yeah, or athletics, but I've got the same mod.
Okay, yep. So yeah, you run forward. You're about 30 feet away from the actual climb itself, so you'll have to use a dash if you
Yep.
want to go that far.
Yep.
So yeah, you use your bonus action and you begin to climb up, and you don't quite get the whole way up, but you're halfway up this rock face at this point. At the end of your movement, you're making the climb easily. Next time you'll be able. On your next turn, you'll easily be able to climb up there.
Okay.
So he's like 15
And
feet up.
He's 15 feet
oh,
up.
cool.
yeah.
You're higher than it is tall.
Do I technically have the high ground? No, it's not what's gonna. Do I technically have an action still?
No.
So
That was your climbing.
To do dash.
To do dash.
No, but I get dashes in
the
it.
dash was the extra movement. The climbing is the actual action. Being able
Is
to.
it?
Yeah, it takes too much time to actually climb up.
Okay.
Right, cool. And that's not just my movement.
And that's that's your turn pretty much. That.
Ask another
You
question.
sure?
Yes.
My
You
movement.
You
is
use
not-
your movement to get up to the wall. And then your bonus action to dash and your action to do the climbing, basically.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
You know the golem thing, rock man? Is he too big to get through the way that we came in?
No.
So he can follow us.
He can follow you, yeah.
Right.
He's not currently at his full height. His legs are kind of on the ground, and he's just kind of essentially he was like egged up, like you know when you play crack the egg on a trampoline, he was like that, and he's kind of unfurled his arms and he's unfurling his legs. And he's sitting on the ground at the moment.
What is the size of the tunnel that we came in? Like it's
The original one, it'd probably be
Diameter.
he'd probably be able to get through that as well.
but the tunnel that we came in, like to come into this room.
Yeah.
How wide is it? I'm not asking how.
20 feet round.
Cool. Good. Just gonna remember that.
Okay, cool. So yeah, it's now its turn again, and it's gonna kind of shake 9 off, or try to, and it's gonna swipe at her with his claw. First attack will be a crit.
20.
So it will now do 11 damage to you, 9. As it swipes at you with your claws and knocks you off of it. You're now standing down next to it. And as it does that, it's going to kick out at you with one of its legs, which will be a 18.
20.
Cool, that will not hit. And then as it's going to continue to do that, it's going to kind of stand up, using its movement to stand up, and it's going to see Tholme pretty much now at head height to it, and it's going
Higher
to...
than head height.
No, because now it's stood up, it's about 15 foot tall. And it's going to take a bite out of him, which will be a crit.
Fix.
Doing 22 damage. As it takes a massive bite out of you and rips you off of the wall.
Oh, what?
What? No.
It got a crit, so...
Jesus Christ.
My quick roll.
9. How much damage did it do to you?
11.
Oh, that's a sad takeaway.
Jesus.
The takeaway from this situation is your life.
Right, so that's me down to... I'm down to 21.
Alright.
And he's is he actually like removed
No,
flesh
you
from
probably...
me?
Yeah, he's taken a bite out of... Like, imagine a shark came along and bit out of your side. It's done that.
He's taken half my arse cheek off.
He's taken your arse cheek off.
Oh,
Christ.
shit, I needed that one.
Yep. So that's its turn. That brings it back to Ibathane.
It
Just took a visceral
Tholme!
bite.
This is just reinforcing Ibathane's hatred of rock.
Actually, before it's your turn, as it takes the bite, it's going to go back and it's going to swallow the bit. It's like, tasty dinner, tasty dinner.